Hey guys, Tom here, and in the past few years I have purchased 3 laundromats and I am currently working on my 4th one. In today's video I'm going to show you how to find a laundromat in today's environment, how to finance it, and how to make sure it cash flows for years to come, so let's dive in. Alright, the easiest way to find a laundromat is to go on a small business marketplace site like BizBuySell, BizQuest, or LoopNet to see what laundromats are currently for sale in your area. Now, I don't recommend this as the way to find the laundromat you're looking to acquire, which I'll get into in a minute, but it's a good first step just to see what's out there and see what's for sale. The problem with laundromats that are already listed for sale on these sites is that these sellers are going to be asking for top dollar and trying to attract investors with cash offers. Those investors are willing to overpay for laundromats because they'll often come in and buy with all cash, or they have access to private money. These are doctors, dentists, lawyers, people that don't have the time to go out and look for a laundromat, so they're just coming to see what's already listed on the market. I recommend you take a different approach by reaching out directly to laundromat owners and introduce yourself so you can work directly with them on buying their business. I have a link below this video to a free training that teaches people like you how to find the best laundromats in any area and how to reach out directly to owners. It works great, and it's the method our laundromat investor community uses daily to find laundromats. If you're interested and decide to join our community, I walk members through phone calls and what questions to ask once they do get laundromat owners on the phone, so they can go into those calls informed and feel confident. I'll send you those phone scripts once you join so you can see what conversations I have and what's working best in today's environment. Dave and Jordan recently closed on their laundromats using this method. Now let's talk about how to finance a laundromat, because that's one of the biggest hangups of people that I work with, and it makes sense because not everyone has a ton of cash to bring to the closing table when they purchase. So the first way to finance a laundromat is by using a bank. It's the easiest place to start since you most likely already have a bank account and have a relationship with a banker. One thing to note is that most big banks aren't going to give you a loan for a small to medium-sized laundromat, but what I do recommend is that you reach out to at least a dozen or so local and state banks until you find one that lends on laundromats. Some banks love laundromats and they lend on them all day long, while others won't touch them because laundromats don't fit within their lending criteria. So the only way to know which banks will work with you is to start calling and find out what their terms are. They will most likely require that you have decent credit, and most banks will require at least a 20% down payment on the laundromat. Unless you already have a good relationship with them, maybe they'll give you less. The second way to finance a laundromat is through an SBA loan. So financing through the Small Business Administration is a great option because they often offer lower interest rates, longer repayment terms, and lower down payments compared to traditional business loans. So here's how to secure an SBA loan for your laundromat. First thing you want to do is understand your SBA loan programs and what those are for laundromats, and there's basically 2 options. There's the SBA 7A loan, which is best for acquiring a laundromat, and loans up to about $5 million. Typically the terms on those is going to be 10 years, and most of the time this doesn't include the real estate, and then your down payment's going to be between 10 to 20%. If you're buying the real estate with the laundromat, which I always recommend to try and do, you're going to be using an SBA 504 loan, which will include the laundromat, the real estate. You'll often get a lower interest rate, but there can often be more restrictions than the SBA 7A loan. So just look at those. There's definitely some strict eligibility requirements, so see if you qualify. You're typically going to need good credit, at least 680 or more, at least a 10 to 20% down payment, and a strong business plan showing the laundromat is basically generating revenue. And then you're basically going to have to personally guarantee the loan, most likely, which just makes you personally liable for repaying the loan. So tip, if you're buying an existing laundromat, lenders prefer businesses that have been operating profitably for at least 2 years. I have a few SBA lenders that I recommend when all of these requirements are met, but please make sure you do not skip any of these qualifications. Otherwise, you're going to be wasting time and you won't get approved. The next way, and one of my favorite ways to finance a laundromat, is by having the owner of the laundromat act like the bank and offer seller financing. My student Matt purchased 2 of his laundromats this way with a 5.5% interest rate on an 8-year loan term with a 5% down payment, and a second laundromat with a 10% down payment. What I absolutely love about seller financing is that you and the seller can get as creative as you want on the loan terms so they work in both parties' favor. You don't need to have good credit because you're not going to use your credit when you go your route, but it will take some work to find the right seller and laundromat to get the terms you want, so don't give up and reach out to as many laundromats as you can. Now the good news is that there's a large amount of laundromat owners looking to retire because of their age, think baby boomers, so they are willing to work out seller finance terms, which is good news for all of us. This is how I purchased 2 out of my 3 laundromats, with one location only requiring 10% down and the other just requiring a little bit less than 8% down. If you don't have a ton of cash to bring for a down payment, I recommend you talk to all of your laundromat owners about seller financing and find out which ones are actually interested in working with you on these terms. The next way to finance a laundromat is through a private investor, which is what my student Sam did in Georgia. With his first laundromat, he got a family member to give him the full loan amount for the laundromat purchase, and then he worked out loan terms with that family member. I also structured a loan term like this, having a friend give me the money to acquire one of my laundromats. It's a great way to secure funding for a deal by reaching out to people in your network that you already know. Now there are about 10 ways to finance a laundromat that I teach in my program that work well no matter what financial situation you're in. So please leave any comments below and let me know what you thought of this video, and I'd love to hear where you're at in your laundromat journey and if there's anything I can help out with. I also wanted to post a few revenue numbers as well from the past 6 months at one of my laundromats so you can see what's possible with just one laundromat. As you can see, numbers remain pretty steady throughout the year, and we are currently looking at ways to boost our wash, dry, fold numbers at this current location. Thanks for watching my content, and I'll put links below this video if you're interested in learning how to find a laundromat and get the complete fast track method.